Hello, Wanuku. Uche.
Maz. I'm here.
Did you hear me, sir?
Ana m ihe na-ekwu nwanne.
On network.
Anyị
Yes,
abaghị
as
ụgbọ
I'm
life.
the topic bo. I'm of course
Yes.
go chantem.
Abago life for the information.
I'll go back them. Okay. As my topic is now changing the narrative. So how what would you expect people to change that narrative?
Any moment, the anthem will be sung.
Okay. We'll stand by. You. Yeah? And I will conference. Conference.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. This is Biafra Remembrance Day. I'm Ndubisi of GGM, BVI Channel 1. Greetings to our followers all over the world. Iron Lady, we can start.
Good evening, everybody, depending on your time zone. My name remains NKA Iron Lady. Today, we are remembering our forefathers, our heroes, our heroines. Father, Chukwu Okike Abiama, we have to pray without Susumbarigwe. Chukwu Okike Abiama, Ekekerowa. We call you today. We call you, invoke you to come down and be with us. You are the creator of all mankind. You are the fathers of our nations. Today, they massacred us from 1967 to 70. They slaughtered us. Many of our fathers, our unborn children, our children lost their life. More than 6 billion of our people lost their life because of freedom. Because they are fighting for good governance. They are fighting for the freedom of their people. Because what Biafra stands for is good governance. Also do things very well in order to favor everybody. We are not a discriminator, but since we say the truth, they came against us. We invoke all their spirit to come down. We invoke all the spirits of heroes and our heroes. We invoke all the spirits of the unborn children that lost their lives. We invoke all the spirits of our Biafran soldiers. Many of us, many of our mothers and grandmothers, they suffered because of starvation everywhere. We call all their spirits to come up to help us. We call all their spirits of our ancestors, those people that fought for us, that make us to live today, make us to see the life that we are enjoying today. Though we are enjoying bad life, but it is not our wish. It is not their wish. That made them, that project to fall for our nation. But still today, that bad governance continues. discrimination and marginalization. If you say something, they will come after you. But that is not the spirit of ancestors. That is not the spirit of creator. We call it today in this Biafra Remembrance Day. We remember all those that lost their life to come up to help us, so that at the end of the day, at the end of the tunnel, we will all enjoy in our indigenous land. We will enjoy, we will show brotherly love. We will take care of ourselves. Anyị ga-abụkwa ọnụrụbe nwanne agba n'ọsọ. We will live according to what God created us and not according to other tribes, because we are the loving people. Biafra loves everybody, and that is the greatest love. We are the people that made the highest and greatest love. Though things turn otherwise, but we invoke all the forefathers, heroes and heroes to come up and rebuild us, uproot all the nonsense character that's evil imposed into us. We turn our life another way. For this serious day, for today henceforth, we call them. They will come and be with us. Good governance will continue leading us. Good governance will continue making our nation to be great nation, lovely nation. Anyị ekpe n'aha Chukwu Okike Abiama.
Ise.
Ise. Ayo lady Dalu.
Amen.
Dalu.
Amen.
Yes. My brother Uche, ị ga-enyere anyị aka ka ịtụnye anyị azụ maka ọnụ na-agụgọ gwa na anyị etu ụbọchị si wee dụ na anyị na-echeta ụbọchị nke taa ọkwa yesterday 30th May mana anyị na-emezi today. Enyela anyị aka.
Well, my name is Comrade Uchenna Madu, the leader of MASOB. I'm very much glad to be in this platform to express ourselves as Biafrans. Biafra is an identity that we can never deny. We can never deny Biafra. It is a very big foundation that our forefathers laid. Today we are celebrating 59 years of Biafra declaration. As a matter of fact, 56 years ago, Biafra started. Yes. And Nigerian government as an entity ruling over Biafra, had it been, they maintained the 3 R's: reconciliation, rehabilitation, and reconstruction. Things wouldn't be like this. Successive government of Nigeria is the major reason why we are still agitating for Biafra. Because we know Nigeria foundation was laid in a falsehood. Because they are not truthful to themselves. Had it been we are one nation, they see us as the same, not treating Biafrans as second-class citizens in a country that they believe is their own. Things wouldn't be like this. There will be no need for agitation. We are still agitating because our fathers agitated. The very reasons why they're agitating are still here. They have never been corrected. We lost more than 3 million of our people. We lost brilliant ones. We lost many things as a nation. Nigeria on their own side, they lost too many. Till now, there is no true nationhood. We in MASOP, as a non-violent organization, with other sisters organizations stating for Biafra, we must continue. We must continue to remember our heroes and the heroines. We must continue to remember our ancestors, our fathers who laid down their lives for the sake of Biafra. Some are still alive, many are dead. We continue to remember them, the victims of the war. We must continue to honor them because it is a very big acceptance as an international universal acceptance that you must remember your people, the people that sacrificed themselves, the people that paid the prices for us to live. And no one can stop that. Even though the state of Nigeria, they are not comfortable with what we are doing. Once in a year, whenever we are doing this kind of a thing, government of Nigeria, they are not comfortable. Because Biafra is the truth that Nigeria government is afraid to speak out. We are the truth that they are afraid to speak out. There's no way we can shy away. Even after us, our children will continue until we actualize our dream. Even though there are many ways to actualize our dreams, there are many ways to restore Biafra. There are many ways to make the spirit of Biafra to be alive. There are many ways to continue to make sure that the spirit of Biafranism is alive. And we must continue applying every method that will better our lives. So this evening, what we are doing is part of the anniversary celebration. We join our people all over the world to commemorate, to remember, to ponder, to show honor, and to show respect to the sacrifices of our people. That's what we are doing. And we are still looking up to Nigeria. We are still looking up to the world. We are still looking up to the international community to consider our plight. Even though freedoms can never be achieved on a platter of gold, we must fight for it. We must apply every means necessary that are legally and acceptable before the international community to actualize our dream. That we must continue to do. Thank you, my brothers and sisters all over the world. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Uche. Of course, you don't need to be given 1 week notice to talk about Biafra because Biafra has been part of you. You see your life, you see your blood, everything about you is Biafra as my sub leader. Well, there are some people who have told me to forget about Biafra, that Biafra has died, that we should embrace Nigeria. Nigeria is a country, is the only country we have, and we have no place to go other than Nigeria. Their Biafra has been defeated and buried, so we should forget about it. Today, being 31st May 2026, we are remembering the name Biafra. I use that opportunity to remember all those people who have paid their dues, fighting for freedom. There are millions. Every family in Igbo land has a take in that identity called Biafra. To those people who said we should forget about Biafra, Biafra is our country, is our nation state. Whether anybody likes it or not, there was a country that existed for 30 months. And that is part of history. You cannot wish it away. You cannot remove it from history book. You can try, but of course you will fail. Because you have people whose date of birth or whose baptismal card have Biafra as the name of their country. Of course, 5 African countries recognized Biafra as a nation state. The world know that there was a country called Biafra. So whoever is asking anybody or asking you to forget about Biafra, as if to say Biafra never existed, is not telling himself or herself the truth. The fact remains that there was a country and there is a country called Biafra. Today, we may be living in Nigeria as Nigerian citizens, but most of us accepted Biafra as indigenous identity. Yes, I'm an Igbo. Igbo is my tribe, but when I want to talk about my indigenous identity, I say it is Biafra, and I'm proud and I'm happy to say it before the world. The world can see my face. They know me, I know them. Biafra is my indigenous identity. Nobody has committed any crime by accepting. Of course, you can accept good to be your indigenous identity. Who cares? It's nobody's business. Now, going forward, because this is part of history, 30th May 2026. After we've gone, our own children will still go through this video and watch and hear what we are saying. Like my comrade, my fellow comrade, Uchenna Madu said, that we will do everything legally possible to restore Biafra. We will do everything legally possible to restore Biafra. Yes, today people will say that Biafra is gone, but to me, I want to put it on record that Biafra is the destination. Nigeria is never a nation state. We are just deceiving ourselves. Political class, politicians, they all know the truth. If they want to tell ourselves the truth, we know that Nigeria, as presently configured and packaged, is a business entity and business empire. It's just for administrative convenience of the colonial masters in partnership with, can I call them miscreants or business partners in this part of the world? The present day politicians know the truth that they don't have a nation state. What they have, or what they call Nigeria, is a packaged business entity. It's just like people don't put it limited or PLC. If they want to tell themselves the truth, they know that Nigeria is not working. But then we have to understand, if we say Biafra, we have to understand that, to me, Biafra goes with 3. People should know Biafra with 3 means. Biafra as an identity. Biafra as an identity. What is the identity? Biafra. I am an indigenous person of Biafra. Biafra as an ideology. What is the ideology of Biafra? What is that ideology that got all of us attracted, magneted, and trapped with that ideology that we've not seen in any other place? We've not seen it in Nigeria. Nigeria has tried to get us, in fact, Nigeria has not tried anything. But the point I'm making is that what is that ideology that got all of us attracted? That is the ideology we should be looking at. The ideology of love. I mean, whenever I see my brother like Uche, I see Chief Everest, Bismarck, I think his network is giving him hell of time. Bismarck is not here. Nkiru. You know, whenever I see them, I say, oh, these guys are my brother. And my brother, in every sense of it, I show them love. And what is the preaching of the Bible? Jesus Christ said, if mmadụ ga-eme gị adịrọ mma emeni onye ọzọ. That is the from Genesis to Revelation, preaching of the Bible. Love. So one of the ideologies of Biafra is love. Then you talk of equity, fairness, and justice, good governance. This is what we are working towards. And this is what we have been since 1970. People have been deceiving us. Oh, Nigeria, when did it? When did it? Now, Nigeria is their country. When did it? But the question you ask yourself, have you seen justice in Nigeria? The answer is no. Have you seen anything like fairness in Nigeria? The answer is, of course, no. Is there anything like good governance in Nigeria? Of course, even the dog I have in my house can answer the question. The big response is emphatic no. There is no fairness, there is no goodness, there is no good governance in the place we call our country today. So we'll continue to pursue that Biafran ideology. Can Nigeria offer us Biafran ideology? No. Some people say yes. Maybe some people are saying restructuring, where you restructure Nigeria, will have equity, fairness, and justice. But we've not seen it yet. So we'll continue to pursue Biafra. Then the third we are looking at is Biafra as a territory. This is what people don't understand. For you to have a nation state, there you have processes that must be followed. Biafra as a territory, you cannot achieve your territory by making noise. You achieve your territory either through war, like we've gone to war 1967 to 1970. That is as a territory. We can either achieve it through war or through political process. Political process involves legal diplomacy, international diplomacy, legal, and playing politics to win, to take power. Power is not given, power is taken. So how do you take it? You take it either by using your manpower, bullet, or using your ballot. That is why some of us in good governance advocacy believe that the power of the people is bigger than those few people in government. There are very few people. How many of them? So if Biafran people should say, yes, we want to take over power, that is territory. Remember, we have Biafra now as our indigenous identity and as ideology, and our whole land is Biafra. Whether you call it Igbo, call it Anambra, call it Enugu, but the fact remains that there was a country called Biafra. So let me pause for now. What I've said is, in remembering today, 31st and 30th, as Biafran Day, there should be a message that will pass to this generation and to the next generation, that as long as Nigeria remains the way it is, we will continue to pursue Biafran ideology. Thank you. Bismarck, you're back.
Thank you.
You can take the microphone.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Andy.
Greetings all. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Really.
Sorry, I've been having some good time with my network, but it is well. All on Nigerian Wahala. So let's proceed. Firstly, happy Biafran Remembrance Day to all of us. That is one. Then secondly, The theme of this conference is Biafra, 56 years after. When you say Biafra, people understand it in different ways. However, my idea is that this conference should be continued because, like the Bible says, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. So many people do so many wrong things because of what they think Biafra means. Learn unless they are taught. So it is the duty of those of us who are involved. Says, we have to speak, and then if they don't hear, it will not be our fault. So the topic or the theme is Biafra, 56 years after, changing the narrative. Yes, Biafra was declared in 1970. I mean, in 1967, May 30th. But by 1970, January 30th, it came to an abrupt end. So we're saying that the time it ceased to exist as a country till now, it is 56 years. And then, if you recall, this current phase of the struggle started, say, 99, 2000, started from Masop. Any person who is involved in the struggle now, unless those who joined later, all started from Masop under Wazirike. Then there have been various evolutions, various groups from which people, how do we change this narrative? And I align myself with what my brother said before, both in Nubisa and Enugu, of BVI and good governance, and our brother, our leader, Madu, of Masop. Fighting is not food. Agitation is not food. Because I remember, sorry to digress, what my brother Delta said last time. Said that some comrades mistake poverty for activism. Yes, we don't enjoy struggle or agitation, but it is a necessity. But struggle means fighting, but it is necessary, and therefore somebody has to do it. So in this current phase now, after from 2009 to 6 years, from 1999 to 27 years, I assume we must have learned some lessons. Was adjusted. For instance, I remember when I joined in February 2000, as then now, I said I will not go for youth service until Biafra comes. I refused. It was a battle. It was a war. But for like 1 full year, I refused to barb my hair or even put my beard. Biafra. Said he will not go for to university comes. But that was 6 years ago. Then we thought Biafra was coming tomorrow or next year. Now, but now the person is most likely married and a graduate. So which implies the Biafra we are looking for. So what have we learned? How are we supposed to change this narrative?
Okay, how the network is through get out.
We lost him.
But we'll still wait for him to come back. But Meanwhile, let's play our. Uche, we have to continue.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, maybe let me ask you this question for the benefit of our listeners and the young people who are confused, and we have them in millions who do not understand this concept of Biafra. You know, Biafra has been stigmatized first by the war, and secondly, by maybe one or two wrong methodology or approaches, uh, people who maybe may have interest with the brand, the Biafra. Many of them have lost interest. To you, do you think there is anything or certain things we've done in the past which should be corrected going forward?
Yes, I must tell you something.
Mm.
You know, we started this struggle as early as the struggle itself. I mean, the current self-determination struggle for Biafra actualization. We started since 1999. We have been there till today. You know, my brother, this is a struggle. It's a revolutionary struggle. There is no methodology, as I must tell you. No struggle has its own methodology. It's a movement that, as you are going, you apply strategies. But along the line, there are some certain strategies you may have applied that will affect the struggle because of some certain interest or the system or the way you applied it. Like you asked me, there are some certain things we've done wrong. One of them is this: monopoly of leadership. You know, when a single person, you know, all of us in the struggle at the forefront, I can say that we are all vessels in the hand of God, you know, to pilot this course, because it's from the heart. You must have the courage, you must have the determination, you must have the zeal to go. And it's like a ministry, you must be called. But along the line, most of us have derailed because of personal ego, because of personal comfort, because maybe the struggle is being built around that person. Maybe some people are seeing themselves that without them, nobody can do this. So that sentiment, that understanding of without you has caused a lot of damages to the general interests of the Biafran struggle. That's an established truth. Many may not believe this, but I believe we have to say the truth for us to move on. So this is one aspect. Individuals seeing themselves as Godfather, that without them, nothing will work. As long as this is a mass movement, something about the nation building, something about restoring a nation, it has to be the people, not I or me. Actually, there must be a leader. There must be an anchor. There must be somebody that will direct, but lead with the consent of the people. I think that will make it more better. That is one. Another wrong aspect that has eroded itself into the struggle is the loose system. The loose system, in the sense that we're in a technology era. The loose system, in the sense that many people or some group of people have gone their way, doing things in their own way, because in their mind, this is an avenue, it's a platform. In the name of pro-Biafra activism, we can make money from it. In the name of pro-Biafra activism, we can intimidate people. In the name of pro-Biafra activism, we can do all sorts and manner of things the way they wish. All these things have caused a lot of havoc to the struggle. They are not healthy at all. And most of these things are giving rooms to our adversary, to Nigeria, to continue causing problem to us, giving them rooms to continue, mesmerizing our dream. Do you understand that? So these are few areas I can say we've done things wrong. But at the same time, all hope is not lost. We must continue. We must continue. There are a lot of groups that are still agitating for Biafra genuinely. I know them. The coalition of pro-Biafra groups are still there meeting. Not every group is on the social media, on the news, on the media, doing something like that. There are many other groups that are still doing it. And the most important thing is all of us to come together and they form a collegiate, leadership, moving as a one block, as a one body, having the same aim, not coming with different individual interests. We have to work as a team. And at the same time, another aspect that has wronged our agitation is most of our people in diaspora, having the same mindset for Biafra to be restored as we are doing at the home front. Most of them are still causing a lot of problems for us. They are not united. We are together. We have to tell ourselves the truth here. We are like a family. They are not united. Most of them still want to see themselves as leaders until we come together in as much as so irresponsible of your level. I know there are major groups, there are minor groups, there are major stakeholders, there are major forces, but we must carry ourselves along. Even the tiniest and the smallest aspect of the movement must be carried along, and they must be recognized, and they must be appreciated. That will make the spirit to be one. That will make us to move as a family, In a situation where you think others are inferior, it is told that is superior. Brother, we are not going anywhere. That is not nation building. I think these are areas we must make amendment. But at the same time, there are genuine, there are remnants. We must still continue. And the most important thing, as the day goes on, our methodologies must change. It must change. It must change. We have to face the reality of the time. This is no longer the era of using flags. going along the street in form of rally, demonstration, or protest. No, that era has gone. This is no longer the time of, so we have established identity of Biafra. We have actualized the Biafra of the mind, where our people now understand they are Biafras. As you rightly said, the identity, the ideology, love. All over the world, few days ago, all over the world, we are being celebrated. If you go to social media, go to the newspaper, among the political class, even the government circles, the spirit of Biafra, the name Biafra resonates. I think for the past few days, 2-3 days ago, it resonated. Today in churches, in some churches in Biafra land, people, they gave memorial, service. Prayers were offered for Biafra and the victims of the war. All these things have not been there. It's once in a year. We continue the tempo. So what we are saying in essence is this: we can change gear. There are a lot of processes. You see, we are looking at many things which we may not say here, but everything must be anchored on non-violence and legally. We can never be involved or be part of anything violence. We can never do anything that will be a kind of waging war against the state. No. We must do things that people will see us more responsible and people that understand what they are doing. So my brother, there are a lot of processes we can apply now, which we may not say here, but it will still help us to actualize our dream. Thank you.
Uche, one more thing before I will allow Bismarck to conclude his own thought line. Of course, our comrade, Captain Obi, is also here because he has his own perspective. He has his own direction. But the essence of this whole idea or conversation, while we're having it, it will benefit several millions of people out there. As in, people know Uche Madu of myself, but perhaps some people may not have heard from him directly from the horse's mouth, but they have opportunity of seeing you here speak those ideas you have. So one other thing before I allow Bismarck to continue is this thing has been bothering me over the years. People will say, rap over Kaineme Biafra, rap on the politics Kaineme. Is there a way you can be talking about Biafra to the international community while your own rep representing you is telling the world that forget this Uche? He doesn't know what is there. And the election comes, NDC, ABGA, PDP, they will all win. Even the Biafra, those myself following you, will go there to collect money. Do you think we are serious? Are we not deceiving ourselves?
Okay. First and foremost, I must say this. I know you just made a reference. Some members don't collect money to involve themselves in Nigerian politics. It's a fact. It's a fact, my brother.
Are they on that oath?
Yes. See, I will explain more better. They listen to me. So you ask if we can involve ourselves, maybe in politics or whatever.
Yes, like you going to house.
Yes, like no. See, there are processes. We have step 1, step 2, step 3. We are still in the self-determination struggle. Now, coming to your question, a very, very important question. Yes, like I said earlier, today we've learned a lot of lessons. Some certain mistakes we've made in the past. Had it been that we didn't, by now we would have occupied our political spaces. For example, at the early stage of MASOP, around 2003, that was the second stage space of the election. Democrats started in 1999. The next one is 2003. By 2003, 2007, MASOP movement membership, the awareness in the entire Biafran land, mostly southeast, we've taken off almost 70 to 80% of our people. I know some certain persons that advised the leadership of Masobo then to get involved in politics. Let your people occupy some political offices, like as a local government chairman, you know, House of Assembly members, House of Reps, even Senate. That we have to make sure we grab some states, electing some governors as our own people, having the same ideology, the same identity, the same thinking faculty as we are doing. But the then leadership of Masobo refused because they don't want to involve with politicians. Along the line, that aspect, that opportunity eroded us. We missed a lot. We really missed a lot, I must tell you the truth. I will not be here to say a lot of things that doesn't need to be said in the public because we are now matured in the struggle. Yes, now, the same political process is still there. Is still there. Yes, it's very, very good that we may involve ourselves, but it's not something I will answer you directly. We will now go back with the leadership of the coalition, with different groups agitating for Biafra, to look into it, you know, to consider it, you know how to involve ourselves into it, because we cannot just rush ourselves into it because politicians may rubbish us. They may rubbish us, I must tell you the truth. So we have to be very, very careful in dealing with that aspect. So at the same time, like people that are vying for political offices, they are not our enemies, they are our brothers. People vying for governor, president, senate, house of assembly, or whatever they are vying for, you know, trying to occupy our political space. They are not they are our brothers. We know them. We know them, even though we may not have been engaging with them, but we know them because they are not spirits, they are human beings. So we are not against them. We are not against them. But at the same time, I know that most of them representing us at the national level and the state level, they're representing themselves. Yes, because there's a very big gap between the politicians and the agitators. Yes, there's a very huge gap. It's only few of them, I will not mention their names, that still have that spirit of Biafranism in them, or spirit of Igboism in them. Just few. In fact, so there's a very big, huge gap between the politicians and the people agitating for Biafra. So we are looking for a means to come closer, to have a meeting. I think this thing is supposed to be the major duty of Ohanes and Igbo. That's the umbrella of every Igbo man, both politicians, common man, traders, who is who in Igbo land. That's our umbrella. That's another aspect of Ohanes and Igbo, you know, to bridge this gap. We are not begging, we are not pleading, but it's very, very important and necessary for the betterment of Ndibo. Not really for Biafra, as for restoration's sake, at least for the Ndibo, for our identity as Igbo man, for our continuation, for some of our interests, or some of our things that we're supposed to get from Nigerian government, you know. So that is it, my brother. Political process is good. It's very, very good. It's very, very good. But we must discuss that behind the scene before we venture into it. Thank you.
All right. I think Bismarck is here. I will allow him to continue with his thought line. Bismarck, if you are here, I'll mute your microphone.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry for the network button. I thank myself for even those who are here.
You can speak without video now.
Okay. Yes, I want us all to understand that what we're doing is a necessity. Normally, yeah. You know, as I was saying last time, I was trying to say that we cannot be more Catholic than the Pope. Being that, yes, there's this quote from Ikemba I want to use. And you said, Biafra is a thing of the mind. There must not be a physical state of Biafra for there to be Biafrans. What does that mean?
I disagree. Oh.
Just like you but in different languages.
Bismarck, you can speak with that video now.
So after, let me make my point, please.
Your
I
network.
said Biafra is a thing of the mind. There must not be. No, but others are hearing me now. Can I proceed, sir?
No, I can hear you, but
We are hearing you, but I still disagree with that aspect. That's your point.
Other step.
Can I finish for you, sir, or do I not speak at all?
Speak now.
Go ahead, speak.
Thank you. As I was saying, Biafra is a thing of the mind. There must not be a sovereign state of Biafra for there to be Biafrans. It looks complex or confusing, but see the way it goes, because I was there when that statement was made. Everything starts from the mind. I heard my brother mention Biafranism, which is an ideology. Only person who knows about Biafra will also know about Ahira Declaration, which but Ahira was talking about what? Socialism, be your brother's keeper. So if I say something is of the mind, does not mean that it's not physical. Even like today we have aeroplanes, we have ideology. That was that an ideology, but it comes from the mind. And then the second leg said that there must not be a sovereign state of Biafra for there to be Biafrans. It's just what you both have already said, that we are Biafrans even though as of today we're existing inside Nigeria. So we don't have to wait until we fight and get a state called Biafra, as was the case between 1967 and 1970. Before we start doing the good thing which Biafra is all about. For instance, we talk about Akorolo, developing our homeland. Do we have to wait until yes, we are not giving Biafra, Biafra before we develop Alibo? No is the answer. That's why that's what you can say there must not be. It is said that we don't need a sovereign state. No, it's about doing what is right. That is the explanation. That we don't have to wait until a Biafra, until we are giving Biafra, before we start doing or trying to implement the ideologies that Biafra is known for. Like my brother Andy explained here about good governance. My brother also spoke about those who are our political leaders. And most of them they represent themselves. And there's a big gap between us and them. So that's why this is that we don't have to wait until that Biafra comes. Well, it is futuristic. It can be in the next 1 year, next 10 years, even 50 years. And it's possible that it may not come at all. It is a possibility. But we pray that it comes. But that while waiting for it, we will have to be working. Because as we are taught in engineering, you go from the known to the unknown. Today, we are citizens of Nigeria, but we are Biafrans by indigenous identity. We can afford to make this part of the world a paradise, so that others will say, okay, look at what happened in the Bible. How did Christians come to be called Christians? Because of the way they showed each other love, because of the way they practice something different. And they now said, see how they love each other, see how they behave like Christ. And they were called Christians. So today, if within this part of the world, Biafra territory, Biafra land, which exists today under Nigeria, based on international laws, we now start to love our neighbors as ourselves. We now start to do things differently. We now start to develop this land and make it a better place. Others will now say, wow, this Biafranism is real. So as even those from the Midwest or Middle Belt might say, please want to join people because what you are doing makes sense to us. That's just the essence of the saying. Then going further, we are talking of changing the narrative. That's what we are talking of here. How do we change that narrative? To say this truth, so many bad things have happened because of under the banner of Biafra. For instance, like my brother said when he was speaking, so many people have used it for money making. Now you have been a billionaire, which you know he's not. By now we have been going in a convoy. So we have the genuine ones, but as we say in Igbo, about the asylum. But we must keep speaking out. Biafra, just like our sister said in her prayer, is about love, not about hatred, not about killing your brother or even killing any person. That's why I'm glad Uche mentioned that we are talking about what? Non-violence, which means we want to be involved in what? Political engagement. We need to engage. Our leaders, every person must be involved and play a role. It mustn't be just those who are agitators. No, it must encompass every person because every person has a role to play. That way, the world will know that our message is clear. Now, look at Spain. Look at Catalonia. That's why you have Barcelona. I hope we will recall that about 10 years ago, their leader, in fact, they declared uh, uh, a Republic of Catalonia. Spain, up in Europe, they rushed them with arms. The man had to run for his life, had to escape. So all over the world, if you want to declare a sovereign state, it doesn't come easy. It comes with war, like our brother NBC said, or through diplomacy. And we are saying, like this in Igbo, by the time a woman married two husbands, she will know the one that is better. Between 1967 and 1970, there was a war which was forced on us. I saw the way it went. Now, I think what will help us more is to engage. Certain like our brother Uchenna said, our politicians, those who have a mandate, because whether you vote for them or not, if they go there, they speak for you. So we need to engage them to make them to understand what we are saying. That what we are talking about is basically what? Good governance. Because as have been said by the other speakers, if successive Nigerian governments implemented the 3 Rs that was announced by government after the war, most likely we won't have been here now trying to say Biafra, Biafra. Biafra is a yearning for equity and justice. Biafra is a yearning to have the right things done. Not like what was the case under Buhari, when no Igbo man was found fit to head any of the security agencies. So if Nigeria wants to heal and move forward, then Nigeria must answer the Biafran question by sitting down and discussing, not by killing those who say they are Biafrans or those who say they believe in the Biafran ideology. There should be a discussion. People should be able to talk their mind and say how we want this thing to go. And then lastly, I believe this is a continuing discussion because our people really need to understand. At times, those who shout loudest might be saying the wrong thing. Today, you see people who say Biafra or death. I no follow. Which one is Biafra or death? No. In any successful political agenda, there must be what is called a fallback agenda. That's you have options. If A doesn't go, B will go. After all, if you recall what happened now before Python dance, when Mazen Kano of IPOB was having a meeting with Southeast governors, which were brokered by late Professor Bero himself. At the point, he said, yes, under so and so and so conditions, we can accept restructuring. Because all over the world, if you are going to a table for, even during the then Biafran war, when they went to the AU meeting in Addis Ababa, they had options. If this doesn't go now, then let's have a confederation. So I'm saying our people should understand that this issue of Biafra or death or nothing doesn't work that way. There must be options on the table. And then you try to negotiate from a position of strength by showing that all your people agree with you. For instance, today, if there's to be a referendum, how many of our people will say, yes, we want Biafra? And then what does Biafra even mean to us? I hope you understand that Biafra is not Alibo. If it's just Igbo land, then it's no longer Biafra. Because most people now, the way we are pushing this Biafra now, we have somehow excluding those who are non-Igbos. But the Biafra that was declared on May 30th, 1967, had 3 blocks. You have the Igbo block, which was, of course, the largest block. You have the Aqua Cross block, that's current Aqua Ibom and Cross River. Then you have the Ijaw Stroke coastal block. So once you leave that, it is no longer Biafra. Then we have to find another name for it. Meanwhile, the man who gave Biafra its name, late Chief Frank Gopigo, was from Bayelsa, an Ijaw man from Nembe. And because of his stand for Biafra, he was also a victim of the abandoned property. They seized his property till date. As his school at Eleka Airport, Port Harcourt, that used to be Niger Grammar School, have been turned to the government now into River State Polytechnic. So let us also understand that we must, once it is Biafra, we must reach out to our other brothers. That's what makes it to be that Biafra. And then we should know how to accommodate people who have other views. Like I heard when I wanted to speak, my brother Uche said he has a different view. But at the end, you can see he allowed me to speak. But oftentimes, outside, once you don't agree with what the other group is saying, some will want to get you dead. That's not what it should be. You know, we should be able to accommodate various views, because the person that shouts loudest does not necessarily have the best strategy. Some will be beating the drums, others will be dancing it, others will be clapping. So actually. But let us learn to do what? To accommodate each other's views. If you think your brother is wrong, take out time to explain to him. Not if you think he or she is wrong, you say he's a sabo, take him out. No, don't help us in this struggle. I think I have to stop here for now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, my dear brother.
Thank you, my dear brother.
Let's hear from Comrade Obi. Emekin.
Thank you.
Oh.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Thank
Yes.
you. Good evening, comrades.
Welcome,
I've
brother.
been able to listen patiently, and in spite of the network problems, the little I could gather was we are trying to review which way to take the struggle. Where are we in the struggle, and how to review and strategize, because we have made mistakes. Starting from MASOP to IPOP to where we are now, Mobin and BD CFG, Biafran de facto customary government. Well, the only way I can see that we have to correct our mistake to go solely political action, because the military option, at least for those of us who have got common sense, you don't have to be an ex-soldier like me. Even if you were a civilian, if you have common sense, it should be obvious that the military struggle is getting us nowhere. I think you're following me. But the problem is that the common sense is not common among our people. The masses that have been affected. Yes, my late father, my late beloved father used to say, if only common sense were common, but it is not common. That's the problem about common sense. People who are trained in war, like myself, we can understand already that you can't get anywhere with the way MNK started it. For one, there was no major power that was willing to be his backer. You can't start something like that without a geopolitical backer. If you must go by armed struggle, you must have a major geopolitical power that stands behind that struggle, that provides you international lines of communication and ordnance, that firepower, and even training and logistics of the men that you are going to use to fight. He had none of that, and he began a struggle against Nigeria. Is still number 4 topmost and most battle-ready combative force on African continent. Among the top 10 military powers, Nigeria is still number 4. How can you take on that kind of adversary and take it on the way he took it on? That was a fault. It is going to be difficult to come back from it, but it's not impossible. What it will require is political action. And when we talk politics, we mean active entry of people who believe in our struggle into the political mainstream. One of our brothers said that we have gone past the stage of awareness creation, public protests, marching with our flag. That is true. People already know. People already identify with our nation, Biafra. So where should we go now? We should go to the stage when we can have Biafran local government chairman, pro-Biafran. When we can have a pro-Biafran member of the state assembly, congressmen, and councillors in the various cities in Biafra land. We must come to the stage when we can identify that Biafra is not only about Onyibo. That's our mistake. And we must secularize the struggle. I disapprove of MNK's approach. The Omuchukwu Kabiama. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one Chukwu, and that Chukwu is the Chukwu Oseblu of all people. If I use philosophical English, I would call it supreme absolute, like Hegel, GW of Hegel, that identified God. The idea of making it particular, sectarianizing it, is another very big and, in my own opinion, a drastic mistake. Because it's alienating some people who are part and parcel of the Southeast and South-South, who don't want to be Judaized. That one is already another major error. If we want to revive our nation, it must be secular. If it's going to be secular, it has to be a secular political action that embraces all the other nationalities that make up Biafra land. It is being used against us by some people who are already criticizing the struggle from that point of view. Hello? Hello?
Hello, we can hear you loud and
we are
clear.
hearing you. We are hearing you.
I lost the screen. So what I'm saying is that we have to get more and more of the message into those of us who are willing to enter politics. For instance, I'm a member of the NDC right now. We are following the political effect that P2P has created by being projected as a president from the Southeast, but a Nigerian first. We are attracted to that because he agreed in his political journey that Nigeria would have to be restructured. At least that is the fundamental reason why people like me are backing a party, which is the pressure candidate of. But we still need people who will put pressure on him. Okay, he wins and becomes president. We need pro-Biafrans that will come into the parties and say, look, we have to talk of this restructuring. Take. Hello, BVI, I want to still with you, comrades.
Yes.
Yeah. We still have to get our people into the party that is the future party of power. And I'm looking at it ideologically. My own ideological perspective. Yes, I'm on the left. But that doesn't mean that only people on the left who are pro-Marxist like me should be there. People on the right should equally make their own input. After all, what we want at the end of it, in a restructured confederation, we want to have a Biafran autonomous region or semi-autonomous region of a Nigerian confederation of 6 zones. That is the political objective. And then that means that there must be Biafrans of both political perspectives. Everybody must not be on the left. Everybody must not be on the right. I hope you're following me, comrades.
Yes.
If we get our act together, there will be Biafrans who are, yes, some of them who are socialist inclined like me, in parties and factions of parties. There will be some who are also on the right. In the end, because that will also reflect the broader Nigerian political spectrum anyway. We have to go with the political objective. But then the question now we have is, how do we repair that propaganda damage that MNK did? Because then we find about first message syndrome. People who have received the first message, that one is the one echoing. That's what we are talking about. Then you so Biafra or death. How do we neutralize that one? That is a thing that has been puzzling me. Because Igbo people, they find it very irrational. I'm sorry to say, but Igbo in particular, I'm not talking about the whole Biafra, man, Igbo in particular, I'm with a lot of irrational people among us. This irrationality, before I bought them, that's the problem I've been noticed over these years. But this is my, for now, this is how I see it. We have to go by the both left and right spectrum of political action and capture the ground inside political parties that already exist. Right now, our best chance is in the NDC because P2P is committed himself to restructuring. That is why we need more people who will be there, not just people like me. We need many others who will join in and put that pressure from inside that future ruling party. I hope I've made some connection. Hope everybody's following me.
Yes.
So let us look at how do we diffuse the time bomb that Nnamdi Kanu planted inside the Igbo masses. I cannot
my brother, can I come in?
What other solutions have we got?
Okay. Comrade Obi, thank you for your submission.
Okay.
Madu.
Okay, thank you.
Respond.
Thank you.
Chief
Yes,
after Uche,
a quick one. I think the essence of our gathering, this platform tonight, is to project a better image for the future we hope for the better future for our people. And my brother, the last speaker, we are not here to apportion blames to individuals. Like I said earlier, for some certain reasons, we may not mention a lot of things here. But in our inner circle, in our own imobi, off camera, we can discuss and apportion, you know. I look at that person, say, brother, this is what you did, it's not good. The world is listening to us, you know. That's why I say we have to tread with the caution. Then another quick one I want to attach here is that, to be frank, we the Igbos, we have Igbonized the struggle. I mean, the Biafra struggle so much. We have Igbonized this so much to the extent that even we, the Igbos, we have scared away other participants of Biafra. You know, as if that we own Biafra. We don't own Biafra. And we are sending a very erroneous impression to them that peradventure tomorrow, if there is Biafra, we will dominate them. It's better for them to be in Nigeria. And the same attitude, some of our Igbos have the same attitude, even among us as the Igbos. But all these things, we will discuss that within ourselves. So, my brothers, tonight is very, very, I must tell you the truth, I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. It's very, very fruitful. BVI and BVI team, Chinedu, starting to be say, hey, where is my friend? Asus is not here. I thought he will be here tonight.
Asus,
okay, please. Kudos to the good work we are doing.
Yeah.
And tonight I heard about NK, Iron Lady, Ngozi. It's an old soldier.
Yeah, she's an old soldier.
I know her from that side. I know her.
Yes,
I'm very, very happy to hear the voices of our people. From that side, I know the side she's from. Yeah. Bismarck, we always now. And I want to thank the last speaker, our Connor, our brother. Fat, I'm very, very much happy to hear from you. This interaction, like Bismarck said, it must be a continuous something. Let's continue to project our people. Let's continue to discuss. Let's use this platform, this medium, to tell the world about ourselves. BVI, kudos to you.
Yeah,
I respect you.
Thank you.
Massive appreciate. Massive appreciate you.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you. Captain Obi, Obi, your submission is quite clear and understood. As you mentioned Alpha, we've been avoiding to mention names,
Because
you know, but yourself, you are coming from the street. You know the damage already caused, and it's still causing us. On the street, you're on the street, you know the perception of our people, you know, and because of this, both of us were together in mobbing political ideology. You know what we did in 2017? We thought we went around all the wards in Anambra State, political wards in Anambra State, with that message.
Yeah, that's true.
Biafra, with the message of Biafra. Do you know what? Communities were contributing money instead of us giving them money. They were contributing money for our team. They were donating plantain and banana. A2SA donate food item for Reverend Father. Father Kasiaoka, a and a boot. That is how communities from Agurerio to Okuzu to Agulo to Omonzeo. I was there personally, and Captain Obi was also there as a person, as a retired soldier. He was also there, going from one place to the
I remember that
us.
time. I remember.
And he knew how people accepted us. People accepted us not because we are IPOB or not because we are Nankan, but because we carried the message of Biafra to their doorstep. We told them what they want to hear, which is love. which is equity, fairness, and justice, good governance. Because these things are not rocket science. Every day, our children graduate and travel to UK, travel to Scotland, travel to Ireland. These are places where you have better society, where you have opportunities. Simple. Tell me, is it a rocket science for us to have affordable and steady electricity in our land?
It's
No.
not.
We
It's
have
good
gas here.
governance.
We have crude oil here. We have sun here. We have coal here in quantum. Bismarck, you are an engineer. You know that
Yes.
these things are not rocket science. Then we have our monetary system. Tell me how big it is to give loan at single digit interest rate instead of exploitative rate above 30%. What business can you do at interest rate above 10%? So all these things are stage managed. All these things, they know it. They know what they are doing. So the moment you take this message to the ordinary people in the villages, fearlessly and courageously, without fear or favor, tell them that you will do this thing. And I bet you we did it in 2017. Of course, Comrade Emeka, who maybe is not for public for now, will still write a book to tell our stories. It is
We
us
will.
within ourselves that sabotage the struggle. It is us within the house that sabotage the struggle. So it's not an outsider, it is an insider that sabotaged it. So again, one other impression I want to correct, like what my brother Uche said, this is again for the public, because over time, agitators, when some of their leaders, some of them will say this is struggle or this is self-determination. We don't have methodology. I want to correct that thing. Whatever thing you are doing, you must have plan. You must have roadmap because you are not fighting war. This is 24th century. This is no longer 17th century or 18th century where you come and do anything and waste people's time. Waste, like was Wigan started, he said, I have stage one, I have stage two, stage three, to 25 stages. Then I was in the university that time. I asked question. As young as I was that time, what stage are you now? If you read 48 laws of power, you will understand the mindset of these manipulators manipulating people's mind. They will tell you,
Mm-hmm.
no, there is no stage. Is when we get to this world. Those 25 stages are not defined. Nobody defined it. He can gamble, he can blackmail, he can package any stage and tell you any stage. And that is why we've wasted number of years. So I will always correct anybody that's telling me there's no methodology, is this one, is the other one. That is why we're making mistake. You must sit down and draw your roadmap. Know that this is where you are going and this is where you are now. And like Captain said, and that was what we tried in mobbing, is only an organized system. And a political struggle gives you that opportunity to have an organization that you will not be running from one post to the other. A few days ago, I think High Commander of Nigerian Military Force, maybe Uche will still respond to that, issue issue a memo warning Masob, because I think Masob read something that churches should celebrate. I didn't read that their memo, the one coming from Masob or the one coming from the army. But there was a warning. I heard there is a warning. Don't do this, don't do that. So the moment you start to do things that will set you against the authority, you will keep on hiding. And all that hiding will bring poverty, will bring serious debt, unnecessary stress. And again, when you want to distance yourself from politicians, you say we are agitator. Well, these people are politicians. It's not true. Every Igbo man is an agitator. We are all agitated. Now, politicians that are not part of us are criminals, they are crooks. we should define it. During the last primary, some places, some aspirants or political ndị na-azọ eche ha kwụsị 20,000, 10,000 ma ndị kwụ 5,000 naira. Ọkwa na primary stage ka e vote olufa. And I want to put it to, because I was part of the team during the last Anambra election. Labour Party na-azọ. Mgbe m bịa dị ọkwa high people ndị IPOB nọ there. And also now collect ego. So many of them don't even understand what is the ideology of Biafra. They don't even understand. I must put it to everybody here. They don't understand. All what they're saying, I collect ego from politicians. We are deceiving ourselves. So we have to set a system. And on the video from Nindu, Ndinachi, because you must have a clear picture of what you want and what you are aiming at. And it's not ambiguous. You don't have to confuse anybody that this is what you believe and this is where you are. It's only when leaders sit down and say that this is what they want, this is how they want it, and this is where they're going, then their followers will understand. So, just to correct this impression, because Uchenna Madu is a leader. Self-determination we are in self-determination. I don't understand. Or say it's a struggle, we don't have methodology. It's a lie. In 21st century, you must have a clear roadmap of what you want and how you want to achieve it, in order not to waste people's time and confuse people. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe you didn't get me. You didn't get me well, Andy.
Anyway, clear yourself. Now that is why I say you should clear yourself.
Yes. Like I said, I always said I don't want to mention everything here. I say that we will still go back to our drawing board. Masob, I'm leading Masob actually, but I cannot take a decision for the entire, people or other groups. We have a coalition. We have a platform where all of us meet. We discuss. We now move as a group, as agitating for the same or aiming for the same point. So, in terms of political processes, we've looked at it, we sample it, and we have seen a lot of options. I mean, a lot of interest. I mean, a better option on the political process. But I will not be here to tell you, look at our decision, look at the way we are going, until we finalize everything. In terms of even we, from among us, bringing out aspirant or candidates, to be elected. We just started it. All these years, we mix it, like I said earlier, we mix that opportunity, and it has caused us a lot of damages. But now we have seen the reasons why we must engage, and we are planning to engage. But for this current election now we are into, well, I wouldn't say much about it. We are part of it. We are involved.
It's
but
okay,
will not
which I
come
don't
up
want you
openly.
to disclose
So,
your strategy here, please. I just want to correct an impression. You know why I say this is that when Biafrans go into politics, game over. Correct Biafrans, so it's not everybody mechanic.
Maybe from the next political dispensation.
Because someone like Uche is an orator.
Uche we will get prepared. Maybe from 2031 we get prepared.
Uche,
when I come up,
2031, see, you must not have all the money in the world. You have a name. Uche, Uche Madu na Southeast. Enwere onye amara gị. Ịghọtago? Akpọ Uche Madu na Southeast. Ihe bido fine tune ya, bido a movement. BVI will always partner with anybody naming the right thing. We always give you platform. This platform, a lot of people don't respect it because I am consistent.
Very true.
You got to go. All top politicians don't respect it because
I beg consider what time is after 10.
Yes, we are almost done. How man I had abia na back door say nyekwe ego. No, we just do and go to our house. So anyway, obido ta dumma odowa n'oge. But the fact is that Remembrance Day we are setting the records straight. Now, we don't have choice but than to go with Biafran ideology. Because Nigeria ain't any ideology. Nigeria is bunch of confused people. And when I check when Nigeria I don't make is just deceiving themselves. Even my brother Emeka no na NDC, na-eche Peter Obi. Peter Obi bakwa dị a ma ọ bụ isi restructuring. Ọ dị ka ndị kwankwanso dem na ndị enunwa with the kind of restructuring na ibu n'obi nweta ka kwankwanso na ndị Fulani anya ekwe ka Peter Obi mee. Anyway, it's not like
they have to accept a referendum.
It's not like I'm discouraging anybody, but I want to say that it is work in progress. It's for us, even as we go to media space, let's talk about the message, not the person. Like Uche Namadi said, the mistake, building a big person, big man, not building a big institution. That busy building Wazrika. Wazrika is so big, giant. We are building Masop around Biana IPOB. We are building, we try to build institution. When Ikedive and others were there. But you knew what happened. Some people said, no, it's spring leader. Let's promote spring leader. Let's promote spring leader. We've seen where it has taken us to. So it is about building institution. If you build institution will stand the test of time. So nke a na-abakwa na NDC a na-ene Peter Obi cannot do magic. Ma ọ bụrụ na o mere attract people around him, yenyere ya ka build an institution. Because Nigeria is not a nation state, so Nigeria must go the right way. I will not go the right way. Where we will just waste our time till next election cycle, which is 2031. I say Ogakwana not. Ogana not ndị Fulani ewekwala anyị gwọkwa ịba. I rest my case. Our final submission before I close. Just
good.
One minute can I close because we spent roughly 1 hour, 2 hours here. Okay, Bismarck.
I'll go first. Make a time. Please, I thank all of us. You know, I thank our brother captain who is here with us. I thank my brother Uchenna Madu and our host of Robbie. Please, we are all part of the struggle. So I don't believe that we need to be encouraged because we have already encouraged ourselves to this level. We've seen worse days, so things are even getting better. Na ba enwere ilu a na-atụ abụ na-enwe onye levere onwe ya alakwa hụ, which means that somebody that is striving to serve himself or to get his own freedom shouldn't complain or grumble. So this is a self-appointed task.
Yes.
Yeah, ọrụ IGB ụwa ma mma ibe m. Yeah, like Uche said, if you're not called, you're not called. Yeah, ọ na-ama ka agwụ. So and we have to do it on behalf of others. Then captain here now, basically, I was a captain maybe by now. Here politics now. You know, with the governor or president and near cash. Why is there with us? Because Uche Madu.
That's true.
I know because so much money with Masop. Because go have Andy. Come So thank God. I'm just saying because let us agree. Maybe in 2 weeks' time or in a month's time, let's have a bigger one. Because not already, my brother, Captain Obikuru, it's a pity. This Biafra, it exposes our flaws. You get the point? Because it's best now if somebody comes to a house and said, I want to rape your wife, so there'll be Biafra. You say, oh, you're going to rape her. So I'll let there be Biafra. You know, because we now have several fakes. And then those that are fake, they are louder. And people now follow them and see where it has brought us to. See all the deaths in our place, see all the chaos in our place. So please, my message is this. I plead with us, 4 of us here now. Let's resolve that this thing that God made us to start today will be continued, you know, periodically. You can say every month to have something like this.
No, every week, every month is too far. See,
okay, every week.
Bismarck, see, you are Deputy Publicity Secretary for Haneza. Now, this platform will give you at least every now and then, because this is paid Zoom. I know how much you are paying every month to have this Zoom. About our pay Zoom, 30 minutes or quarter. Now, as Deputy Public Secretary, you have a lot of duty or responsibility to sensitize the Igbo people. I know Biafra. Biafra, we are still doing the same thing. Now, when I call Professor Kingsley Morgan submit it to organize, you should tell us. Have a platform like this. We invite people. You got to go. You tell us what that presentation is all about and what we are looking forward. Because as at now, Ohaneze anara emetemma. Ohaneze kwesịrị inwe portal where every Igbo man, I've written about that thing, should register. Go to 100 naira ka every Igbo man na-akwụ Ohaneze a year. How many billions of naira are gonna make?
And this is you're saying is being done as we speak. We have a portal.
Okay.
So maybe by
it's been done
I'm
2 years
involved,
ago. 2 years ago, a portal I they create just in here somebody and where somebody kita money about.
Easy.
Wait, can you say somebody money about kita on US? My colleague na Unizik na the other time we kidnap one and they fully kidnap one on for 5 days. We raised a lot of money to get the guy out. Now, only Enugu, Governor Uchenna with drone and where we beyond. So this guy now track a drone, security, everything from US. So Ndo Haneze, I'm well on Made, get with Ego, all these things are easy. Anyway, Kakusi go over today, Kaya, Uche, your final thought, so that we'll close.
Oh, one word. Our political space must be occupied.
I like that one. Occupy your space.
Our political space must be occupied
I will support
by our indigenous laymen.
Yes.
Laymen.
Serious.
Yeah.
Who have the interests of our future, of our survival.
And who are fearless.
From now onwards, the narrative will change.
Amen.
The narrative will change politically.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Comrade will be your final.
Yeah, comrades, we should do this again more often. And we are on the same frequency about political action. No, the guy sensitized by akuku ngalabe buying. Oye no Haneze, weta nkie. Our brother Uche, ebe gwa no kwa. Weta kwa nke. 2031, however, is a bit too far ahead. Or when you get menkwa, even you don't necessarily have to be the candidate. But when you get project, before 2031 project ba Madu. Oye no na kandi weta nke, oye kinaka be weta nke. Mana ba ina eje, kai ma no ifa no kwa ayuche politics before get manya. Make wapota this idea of Oguna Mitarompolo. Nime Uche, our younger people, our youth, if I look up, man, I get me win. If I go quick, I was under and I agree. I'm going to know once every 2 weeks. Kainezuko. Not why Luche. To my election, 2 elections here, Luso. Can you get the project? The idea. Kolu Oyen can as a president. Not for Nigeria, Nebu, one I boy.
All right, thank you all. Thank you, everybody. Uche, Bismarck, and Obi.
I'm happy now, brother. And should be able to inculcate the idea of confederation. Oh, and they say, "Go, the man only goes peacefully." Okay, why? I'm about the first or last time. According by this cause. According by this cause. Okay, when I should be, we'll eventually get to somewhere.
All right, thank you, Bismarck. Sebezia, I took a on Kamala how this thing will be organized, but we have responsibility to educate our people rightly, not to confuse our people, not to confuse our people. but to give them right information. And we've been consistent on that because anything and same in MS struggle. What is struggle? Agitator. Everybody is agitator. But we have to educate our people rightly, give them the right information, empower them. Because there are so many of us saying I'm agitator, who business ka GM. Agitator apụrụ aka ọrụ. Onye ọbụla nwere something ọ na-eme na-enye ego. Ọ bụrụ na enwere ihe ị na-eme na-enye gị ego, ịghọtago ije na farm na anụ eje mepere gị ọrụ ugbo. Enwekwu m cooperative. We have cooperative that is trying to have a farmland. We'll take you to farmland
Yes.
to cultivate cassava and
GGM.
tomato for us. Ị na-aghọ tomato si ebe a na-eme ka
Yes.
ego. Ịghọtago? Because somebody
Balo,
good way economy,
you
you have to empower somebody economically. Of course, first empowerment is mental empowerment. Feed his brain. Because onye adịrọ the brain edo empty. Nwee ike ike ọsọ ọhụrụ bụ ndị na-anọ n'ime ọfịa si na a na-achụgharị Fulani. Ịghọtago? So, mana ị ga-empower brain.
And are we still live?
Huh?
Are we still
Yeah.
live?
We are still live now. Okay. Let me disconnect live.
Do so.